Savington's first pitch is called strike. That was her 100th pitch of the game. One strike, the count to Emil. 2 strikes. Nothing in 2, the count. The pitch. Called strike 3. 8th strikeout for Sappington. But Queens takes the lead, a run, a hit, and 1 left. Bottom of the 8th. Pioneers will try and even it up here. They'll have the runner at second to start the inning, trailing 1-0 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Bottom of the 8th inning, and Tusculum will have a runner at second base. It'll be Kaylee Higgins running at second base.
Second baseman number 11, Hannah Hughes.
And Hannah Hughes will bat. Hughes has grounded into a double play and flied out. Hughes has 2 sacrifices this season. Expect that we'll see an attempted one here. Shows bunt, kind of chops it. It's up the middle. It's a base hit. Around third comes Higgins. She'll score to tie the game. Nobody at second base. It's a double for Hughes, and we're tied at 1. Hughes with a Baltimore chop up the middle, and she legs it out for a double, and the Pioneers have tied it, and now they have the winning run at second base with nobody out. Just a slug there by Hughes as she pulled the bat back and just chopped it up the middle for a hit, and it went into center field. Nobody was covering second, and Hughes cruises into second base with a double, and we're tied at 1. And now a discussion at the circle. It's Coach Stacy Schramm out there to talk to her infield. We're in the same situation we were a moment ago, except we're tied up. Alyssa Suits will bat. So Suits will bat. We'll see if the Pioneers will bunt again here. Another pinch runner for the Pioneers as Hughes will depart and Michaela Bush will run at second. Bush will represent the winning run. Suits bunts it, fielded by the first baseman Hamil onto first where Mickler's covering for the out. 3-4 on the sacrifice. And now Bush is 90 feet away, or 60 feet away. Or is it 75 feet in softball? It's less than 90 feet. Anyway, Bush represents the ball game at third base, and Caitlin Hodges will come to the plate. We'll see what they do here defensively. Hodges this season is a good contact hitter. Entered the game with 8 strikeouts and 90 at-bats. So she'll put the ball in play, but she's not going to get a chance to do so. It looks like they're lined up to intentionally walk her. There's ball 1. Last time we saw this, Kaysen Boatner hit a home run. So they're pitching to walk Hodges. The first pitch, she stood up and just let it happen. That's over the plate, and that's fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Interesting. I don't know that loading the bases is the move necessarily. I think you go after. My strategy would be to go after Hodges and then walk Maddox and take your chances with Newport. 1-1 pitch. Off the plate, 2 balls and 1 strike. I think if Hodges walks, then you just go ahead and walk Maddox, because at that point it doesn't matter. Because you're not going to get a double play with Maddox. 2-1 the count. The pitch. Flared foul, still out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 the count to Caitlin Hodges. Michaela Bush at third base represents the ball game. The windup, the 2-2. Popped up. It is playable. Hamil makes the basket catch as the catcher, Hunt, retreats to cover the plate. So Hodges is out for the second out. And Maddox will bat. So we'll see what happens here as we have a discussion. Maddox, excellent bunter. I don't think you squeeze in this situation. We'll see what the strategy call is here for both teams. Maddox batting with Bush at third base, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. We're tied at 1. Dunn with the first pitch. It's called strike. Tusculum out hitting Queens 5-3. One strike the count to Maya Maddox. The 0-1. Bunted, foul, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Maya Maddox. Tied at 1 here, bottom of the 8th. Game 1 of this doubleheader. Dunn on the rubber, the 0-2 pitch. High, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes to count to Maya Maddox. Dunn with the 1-2 delivery. Up the middle, fielded by the shortstop Smith, and her throw on to first is in time for the out. Good play there at shortstop by Kayla Smith as she throws out Maddox to end the 8th inning. A run, a hit, and 1 left for Tusculum in the 8th. We go to the 9th, tied at 1 on the Pioneer Sports Network. We go to the ninth inning, 1-1 as both teams scored a run in the bottom or the eighth inning. Queens getting their run on a sac fly by Ashlyn Mickler. Tusculum getting its run on an RBI double by Hannah Hughes. And we'll have a runner at second base to start the ninth. It'll be Chloe Linton running for Emil, who made the final out of the eighth. Top of the order for Queens, Patton, Staley, and Nelson here in the ninth.
The left fielder, 0-0, Julia Patton.
Linton, a senior out of Bryan, Florida, has 2 stolen bases in 4 attempts this season and scored 5 runs. Sappington going to work here in this ninth inning at 102 pitches. Bunted to third, Suits, throws to first, got the out. As a nice stretch there by Hughes at first. 5-4 on the sacrifice. And Linton moves to third with 1 out.
Center fielder number 7, Cassidy Staley.
And Cassidy Staley, the center fielder, will come to the plate. Staley is 0 for 3. She's grounded out twice and struck out. And now Coach Julie Hubner will call everybody in. It's going to be the outfielders, infielders, team meeting in the circle. We got another game coming up after this one. If you thought this one's been entertaining, we got game 2 coming up about 30 minutes after the finish of this one. One out here in the ninth. South Atlantic Conference softball scoreboard. Lenore Ryan leads Newberry 6-0 in the third inning in game 2 of that doubleheader. LR won the opener 10-2. Wingate leads Mars Hill 2-0 in the second in game 2 of that doubleheader. Wingate won the opener 4-1. So here's Staley batting with Linton at third base and 1 out. In at the corners. Swing and a miss. 1 strike to Staley. Sappington with the 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, the count to Staley. Up and away, 2 balls and 1 strike. Sappington has struck out 8, allowed 3 hits. 2-1 the count. The pitch. Called strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sappington with the 2-2. Fouled away. Still 2-2. Linton the go-ahead run at third base. Last inning, Mickler hit a sacrifice fly in this position to give Queens, at the time, the 1-0 lead. Sappington, no doubt, trying to go for the strikeout here. 2-2 the count. The pitch, fouled away. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cassidy Staley. Sappington, the windup, the 2-2. Punched foul. Still 2-2. Staley with a couple foul balls here, making Sappington work. This will be the 8th pitch of this at-bat coming up. 2-2 the count holds. The pitch, high and away, 3-2. Nelson on deck. Team leader in home runs and RBIs. 13 homers, 43 runs batted in. Waits on deck. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Staley. Sappington's pitch. Low, ball 4. That's the first walk of the game. It comes with 1 out here in the 9th. And Nelson will bat with runners at the corners.
The DP, number 16, Haley Nelson.
Nelson has grounded into 1 double play this season. And Freischmidt will go out to talk to Sappington. The infield will get together. Would expect Staley to try and run. She's 16 for 16 in stolen bases. Eliminate any chance of a double play on a ground ball. So the infield is up to speed on what's going on here. Nelson has popped up and struck out twice. And she's going to be walked. The runner goes, and it's a stolen base. It's not going to matter as outside. 2 balls and no strikes. The runner's caught off third base. The throw down, safe, almost picked off. As the ball went off of Freischmidt's glove, she recovered it. And the runner at third, Linton, was about a third of the way down the line. And if Freischmidt throws that immediately, she might have her out. The always exciting intentional walk. No stolen base to Staley. That's a defensive indifference. They were making no play on her and conceding the base. So the intentional walk to Nelson. Back-to-back walks, and the base is now loaded for DeJesus, who has struck out twice and reached on a bunt single.
Right fielder, number 6, Kaylee DeJesus.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Top of the 9th, tied at 1. First pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 strike to DeJesus. DeJesus this season has struck out 47 times in 135 at-bats. She's struck out twice today. Thompson, the third baseman's on deck. The 0-1. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. Sappington approaching 120 pitches. One and 1 the count. Sappington's pitch. Beaten foul past third, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, 1 out here in the 9th. Patton bunted the tiebreak runner Linton to third, and then walks to Staley and Nelson. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 9th strikeout for Sappington. 2 outs here in the 9th. Third time DeJesus has gone down swinging.
The third baseman, number 42, Jordan Thompson.
And Jordan Thompson will bat. Thompson is 0 for 3. She's grounded out twice and struck out. First pitch to Thompson is low for a ball, 1-0. One ball and no strikes to count to Thompson. Sappington, the 1-0. High, 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the count to Jordan Thompson. Sappington's pitch. That's their first strike, 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Sappington with the 2-1 delivery. Inside, 3-1. Now, Sappington needs to come back with a couple strikes here. No place to put her. Thompson has walked 13 times this season. 3-1. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And now the merry-go-round begins. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded, 9th inning. Sappington will deliver to Thompson. The 3-2. Line to second past Hughes in right center field. That'll score 2. It'll score 3 as the ball gets through Maddox. Thompson to third. Queens leads 4-1. That'll be a bases clearing triple for Thompson. And Queens leads 4-1. Her first triple of the season, 31 RBIs now.
Shortstop number 10, Caleb Smith.
So the Pioneers were 1 strike away from getting out of that inning, but not to be. Swing and a miss by Smith. Just the 4th hit of the game for Queens. Hit to short, Hodges to first for the out. Queens gets 3 in the inning on 1 hit, the triple by Thompson, and 1 left. Bottom of the 9th, Pioneers get a chance too. It's 4-1 Queens on the Pioneer Sports Network. Bottom of the 9th, Tusculum trailing 4-1. Maya Maddox will start the inning at second base, and Callan Newport will bat. Tusculum down 4-1, but they're where they want to be in the lineup. Newport, Lazo, Freischmidt. Newport is 1 for 3. She has doubled, grounded out, and struck out. So Jordan Thompson, the freshman, delivering the big hit in this game, that 3-run triple in the top of the 9th. First pitch from Dunn to Newport, outside and low, 1 ball and no strikes. Dunn through 8 innings, 5 hits and a run, unearned, no walks, 5 strikeouts, just 87 pitches entering the 9th inning. The 1-0 pitch. Bounced past third and past short into left field. Patton bobbles it, heading to second base, and in there safely is Newport. That'll be a base hit for Newport. Maddox scores on the error, no RBI. A single by Newport makes it a 4-2 game.
First baseman number 30, Haley Lazo.
And Haley Lazo will bat. Lazo has Flied to center twice and struck out. Risky play there by Newport to go to second. It was a high throw from the outfield, or else it might have been a different story. The pitch is low for a ball, 1-0. 4-2. Tusculum with the tying run at plate. Fouled away by Lazo. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 1 the count to Lazo. High, 2 balls and 1 strike. Two balls and 1 strike the count to Haley Lazo. Freischmidt on deck. 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Dunn has not walked a batter today. She's down in the count, 3 balls and a strike to Haley Lazo. Three balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Inside, ball 4. First walk issued by Dunn. Lazo
Catcher number 14.
goes to first. And Chloe Freischmidt will bat, and we will have a pinch runner. First, we'll have a meeting at the circle. Coach Stacy Schramm out there to talk to her team. And we'll see who runs for the Pioneers. They've used Higgins and Bush. And now we'll have an offensive discussion here as Coach Huebner will talk with Newport and Lazo and Alloway and Freischmidt. Maybe they won't have a runner here. Nobody out, bottom of the 9th, 4-2. And Lazo will stay in to run at first base. Now do you bunt with Freischmidt? Try and get the tying run in scoring position. Freischmidt does have 1 sacrifice this year. She's also your cleanup hitter. 25 RBIs. So here we go. First pitch from Dunn. No sign of a bunt, strike 1. 1 strike to Chloe Freischmidt, who's 0 for 3. Batting .302. Dunn with the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss and a high fastball. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Freischmidt. Dunn with the 0-2 pitch. Lofted down the left field line. Patton has it lined up. Makes the catch for the out. Tag, but no advance for either runner. Freischmidt is out for the first out of the 9th. And Anna Alloway comes to the plate. Alloway.
Anna Alloway.
Alloway 1 for 3. She has lined out to short, flying out to center, and singled. Alloway's had a couple good swings in this ballgame. Alloway leads the team in homers with 4, leads the team in RBIs with 30. First and second, 1 out, bottom of the 9th. 4-2 Queens here in game 1. Dunn's first pitch is low and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Sappington is on deck. Alloway, the 5th-year senior, most experienced player on the team by far, here in this big spot. Popped up, shallow right field, and the catch is made by the second baseman Mickler for the second out. 2 outs here in the 9th, and it's up to Sappington.
The pitcher number 8, Emily Sappington.
Sappington has singled and struck out twice. Sappington hitting .326. Just an .091 hitter with 2 outs. Dunn's first pitch. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes. That was the 100th pitch of the game for Jordan Dunn. One ball and no strikes to count to Sappington. The 1-0. Line foul down the left field line. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tusculum tied it in the bottom of the 8th, had a chance to win it with a runner at third and 1 out. Couldn't get the run in. Pioneers have left 4. 1-1 the count to Sappington. Hit towards the hole and into right field for a base hit. And fumbled by the right fielder, DeJesus. In to score is Newport, and it's a 4-3 game. That'll be an RBI single for Sappington. And it's a 4-3 game as Lazo moves to third. And Hannah Hughes batting here in the bottom of the 9th. She doubled in the bottom of the 8th to drive in Higgins with the tying run. Lazo at third. Sappington at first. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th, 4-3. The first pitch. Chopped to the right side, and Mickler flips to first, and that'll do it. 1 pitch, and that's the ball game. As Queens wins game 1 by a score of 4-3. Tusculum in the 9th. 2 runs on 2 hits. There was an error and 2 left. Final score in game 1, Queens 4 and Tusculum 3. So the Pioneers dropped the opener
Game 2 will begin in approximately 30 minutes.
by a score of 4-3. So the Pioneers, tough loss to start this doubleheader. They dropped to 9-10 in the conference. Queens goes to 14-7. Time of the game was 2 hours and 4 minutes. The winning pitcher is Jordan Dunn. She went the distance, improved to 14-10. Emily Sappington with the loss drops to 10-10. Dunn went all 9 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, a walk, 5 strikeouts. He threw 103 pitches, 73 strikes, 30 balls. For Tusculum, Sappington went 9 innings, allowed 4 hits and 4 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. She threw 128 pitches, 84 strikes, and 44 balls. Both teams got a run in the 8th. Queens got 3 in the 9th, Tusculum 2, but that was not enough as Queens wins it 4-3 in game number 1. We'll have game number 2 in about 30 minutes or so. About 4:40, we'll have first pitch of game 2. Between game 1 was a thriller. Scoreless after 7. Both teams scored a run in the 8th. Queens got 3 in the 9th on a 3-run triple by Jordan Thompson. Tusculum got 2 back in the bottom of the 9th, but it wasn't enough as Queens comes away with the victory 4-3 behind the pitching of Jordan Dunn, who went the distance for her 14th win of the season. Game 2 lineups for Queens. They'll have Julia Patton leading off in left field, Cassidy Staley in center field batting second. Haley Nelson will pitch and hit third. Ashlyn Mickler at second base hits fourth. Jordan Thompson at third base bats fifth. Kayla Smith, the shortstop, bats sixth. Jordan Hunt catches and hits seventh. Kaylee DeJesus in right field hits eighth. And Haley Hamil at first base batting ninth. For Tusculum in game 2, Maya Maddox will lead off in center field. Callan Newport, the left fielder, hits second. Haley Lazo at first base bats third. Chloe Freischmidt catches and bats fourth. Claire Smeltzer plays right field in game 2. She'll hit fifth. Anna Alloway, the designated player, bats sixth. Hannah Hughes at second base hits seventh. Alyssa Suits at third base bats eighth. And Caitlin Hodges, the shortstop, bats ninth in game number 2. Tusculum will send Ireland Kavanaugh to the circle. She's 9-5, a 3.89 earned run average, making her 16th start of the season. 84 2/3 innings, 86 hits, 47 earned runs, 23 walks, 59 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .254 against Kavanaugh, the sophomore out of Columbus, Georgia. Kavanaugh in her last appearance on Wednesday against Carson Newman, probably her best performance of the season, allowed 3 hits and an unearned run as the Pioneers got the victory over Carson Newman by a score of 6-1. Queens, with that victory in Game 1, solidifies their spot in 5th place in the conference at 14-7. Tusculum now in 8th place at 9-10.
Off the Royals. The left fielder, 00, Julia Patton.
No matter what happens today, Tusculum will be 8th heading into the final week of the season. Kavanaugh ready to go with our first pitch of game number 2. And it's outside and high to Julia Patton. First pitch at 4:38. 72 degrees, overcast skies here for game number 2. Glad you could join us in the Pioneer Sports Network. Jim Miller with you. Our producer is Aaron Fudge. The 1-0 pitch to Patton is fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Our umpires for game number 2, Frank Paul is calling balls and strikes. Bobby Troutman's at first base and Arnez Cantrell over at third. Kavanaugh with the 1-1 pitch to Patton is called strike in the outside corner. Patton was 0 for 3 in game 1 with a sacrifice. Patton, the grad student out of Charlotte, takes that pitch high. Patton hitting .263, no home runs, 10 runs batted in. 2-2 the count. Kavanaugh's pitch. Lowered away, 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count to Julia Patton to lead off the ball game. Wind up the 3-2 pitch. Foul back to the backstop. Still 3-2. Queens had just 4 hits in game 1, but the decisive blow, a 3-run triple by Jordan Thompson with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. 3-2 the count, the pitch. Hit to center field. Maddox got turned, but she makes up for it with her speed and catches the ball for the first out. 1 down in the first, and Cassidy Staley, the center fielder, will bat. Staley was 0 for 3 in game 1. She drew a walk in the 9th inning and wound up scoring on the triple by Thompson. Staley hitting .262, no home runs, 14 runs batted in. For the sophomore out of Charlotte. Kavanaugh's first pitch. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 is bounced to first. Lazo will tag the bag for the out. And that's 2 up and 2 down here in the first. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Haley Nelson.
Number 16, Haley Nelson.
Nelson 0 for 3 in game 1. She was intentionally walked in the 9th inning and scored what wound up being the deciding run. That pitch is a called strike from Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh's last appearance against Carson Newman on Wednesday, 7 innings, 3 hits, an unearned run, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. 1 strike the count to Nelson. High. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nelson hitting .303, 13 home runs, 43 runs batted in. One from Kavanaugh. Off speed pitch in there for strike 2. We finally have a make-up date for UVA-Wise doubleheader. That'll be Thursday, April 21st, a 1 o'clock first pitch at Wise. High, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Nelson. Kavanaugh's 2-2 pitch. Pop, foul, out of play. Elsewhere in the South Atlantic Conference, Lenore Ryan leads Newberry 11-2 in the 5th inning in Game 2 of that doubleheader. Lenore Ryan won the opener 10-2. And Wingate leads Mars Hill 10-1 in the fifth in game two. They won the opener 4-1. Fouled away by Nelson. So both Lenore Ryan and Wingate looking to finish off sweeps. Which would put Lenore Ryan in sole possession of second place. Change up, hit to left field. Newport goes back and makes the catch on the run. A couple steps shy of the fence. Nice catch out there in left field by Callan Newport to end the first inning. So 3 up and 3 down for the Royals in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first. No score between Tusculum and Queens on the Pioneer Sports Network. Bottom of the first inning, and Tusculum will face right-hander Haley Nelson. Nelson making her second start of the season.
Center fielder number 1, Maya Maddox.
She has pitched in 10 games overall. 1-0 record, a 4.67 earned run average. 27 innings, 32 hits, 18 earned runs, 9 walks, 20 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .286 against Nelson, the sophomore out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Maya Maddox will lead it off for the Pioneers here in the bottom half of the first inning. Maddox is hit by the pitch, and she'll take first base. Oh no, they're going to say it's a foul ball. So it's a foul ball, 1 strike. Maddox was 1 for 4 in game 1 with a stolen base and a run scored. Nelson's 0-1 pitch, bunted. Throw to first in time. Throw by Thompson, picked out by the first baseman, Mule, for the out. 1 down in the first, and Callan Newport will come to the plate.
The left fielder number 6.
Newport was 2 for 4 in game 1 with a run scored. Newport now hitting .319 for the season, no home runs, and 9 runs batted in. First pitch is up and away, 1 ball and no strikes. One ball, no strikes to count to Newport. 1-0 pitch, up and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 the count to Newport. Line foul. 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Newport. Nelson, the windup, and the 2-1 delivery. Foul back to the screen, 2-2. Two and 2 the count to Newport. Nelson with 2-2 delivery. Bounce to third. Another play for Thompson. Her throw across is in time for the out. Couple grounders to third. 2 outs here in the first. And that'll bring up Haley Lazo. Lazo saw her 12-game hitting streak end in game number 1. She was 0 for 3 with a walk. But she has now reached base safely in 13 straight games. First pitch to Lazo is lined to left center field. Hit pretty well. Staley on the run to make the catch for the out. Hard hit, but the third out of the inning. That'll do it for Tusculum in the bottom of the first. Both teams go in order in the first. We go to the second. No score on the Pioneer Sports Network. Top of the second inning. Both teams going in order in the first. It'll be Ashlyn Mickler to lead off for Queens here in the second.
Second baseman, number 32, Ashlyn Mickler.
Mickler in game 1 was 1 for 2 with a double and a sacrifice fly. She takes that pitch from Kavanaugh high for a ball. Mickler hitting .279, a home run, 13 runs batted in. Batting cleanup here in game number 2. 1-0 from Kavanaugh. Popped up behind third. Hodges makes the catch. One down here in the second.
Third baseman, number 42.
Jordan Thompson will bat. Thompson, the big blow in game 1. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the 9th inning, and a 3-run triple to right center made it a 4-1 game. And Queens held on for the 4-3 victory. Thompson hitting 317, 5 home runs, 31 runs batted in. She swings and misses at the first pitch from Kavanaugh. Thompson was 1 for 4 in game 1. Next pitch is high. The 0-1 pitch. Line to left field, right over the head of Newport as she broke in. The ball sails over her head to the fence. And Thompson has a double. Newport broke in, and that ball just sailed.
The shortstop, number 10, Kayla Smith.
And Kayla Smith, the shortstop, will come to the plate. Smith was 0 for 3 in game 1, 2 ground outs, a foul out, also a sacrifice. Smith hitting .318, 10 home runs, 26 runs batted in for the junior out of Charlotte. Popped up behind first. Hughes calls for it, makes the catch, no tag. 2 down here in the second.
The catcher, number 17, Jordan Hunt.
And Jordan Hunt, the catcher, will bat with 2 outs. Hunt 1 for 3 in game 1. And that's a called strike. Hunt hitting .270, 8 home runs, 25 RBIs. 1 strike the count. The pitch. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled away. One ball and 2 strikes to count to Hunt. The 1-2 pitch. High, 2-2. Two, fouled back. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Jordan Hunt. Two pitch. Fouled back. Still 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the second. And this one's popped up again out of play. Two and two, the count remains. Popped up right field. Smeltzer drifts back and makes the catch. And the inning is over. A double for Queens in the second, but that's it. We go to the bottom of the second. Still no score between Tusculum and Queens on the Pioneer Sports Network. Bottom of the second inning, no score between Tusculum and Queens here in game number 2. 4, 5, and 6 batters for the Pioneers. Chloe Freischmidt leading it off. Freischmidt was 0 for 4 in game 1, 3 fly balls and a strikeout. Freischmidt now batting at .288 for the season. She lines this one to center field. Another chance for Staley, and she makes the catch. 1 out on 1 pitch.
Right fielder number 20, Claire Smeltzer.
And Claire Smeltzer will bat for the first time in this doubleheader. Smeltzer hitting .254. No home runs, 7 runs batted in. Smeltzer is a sophomore out of Smithfield, Virginia, making her 18th start of the season. The 0-1 pitch. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch, called strike. 1-2 the count to Smeltzer. Nelson, the 1-2 delivery. Popped foul out of play. Both of the other doubleheaders are finished. LR beat Newberry 11-2. They swept that doubleheader from Newberry. And Wingate beat Mars Hill 12-1 in Game 2. They swept that doubleheader. Smeltzer pops this one foul. It'll be out of play. So the current standings, Anderson is 16-2 in first place. Lenore Ryan 16-4 second. Lincoln Memorial 15-5 is third. Wingate 14-6 is fourth. Queens is now 14-7. They're in fifth. The 1-2 pitch, low, 2-2. Newberry is sixth at 11-11. Carson Newman is seventh. They're 9-9. The virtual tie. Tusculum is eighth at 9-10. And Limestone and UVA Wise are tied for ninth at 8-12. Coker, Mars Hill, Catawba round out the standings. 2-2 pitch. Popped up in the infield. Calling for it and making the catch is second baseman Mickler for the out. And Nelson's retired the first five she's faced. And Anna Alloway will come to the plate. Alloway was 1 for 4 in Game 1. She singled in the seventh. First pitch to her is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Want to know the count to Alloway, a grad student out of Louisville, Tennessee. Swing and a miss, 1-1. One ball, one strike the count to Anna Alloway. The pitch bounced up there, 2-1. Two and one the count to Alloway. Nelson's 2-1. Line to left center field. That'll be a base hit. Cut off by Patton. He'll get it back into the infield, and Alloway has a base hit. She's a two-out base runner here in the second. And Hannah Hughes will bat.
Second baseman number 11, Hannah Hughes.
Hughes was 1 for 4 in Game 1. That hit was a RBI double in the bottom of the eighth to tie it. Hughes hitting .265, 2 home runs, 13 runs batted in. First pitch to her is popped up in the infield. Calling for is the first baseman, Meal, and she makes the catch. And that'll do it for the second inning. Tusculum with a hit and one left. After two, it's no score, Tusculum and Queens on the Pioneer Sports Network. Top of the third inning, no score between Tusculum and Queens.
Right fielder number
It'll be
6.
the 8-9-1 batters for the Royals here in the third. Kaylee DeJesus, the right fielder, will lead it off. DeJesus batted cleanup in game 1, was 1 for 4 with a bunt single and 3 strikeouts. Or an infield, was it a bunt? It was an infield hit to first base. First pitch from Ireland Kavanaugh, sky to center field. Maddox has it lined up, and she makes a catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. And Haley Hamil, the first baseman, will bat.
First baseman number 19, Haley Hamil.
Hamil in game 1 was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Hamil batting at .227, 2 home runs, 12 runs batted in. First pitch from Kavanaugh, inside, 1 ball and no strikes. One ball and no strikes to count to Hamil. That's called strike, 1-1. Inside, 2-1. Two and one the count to Hamil. Two-one pitch. Fouled away. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to count to Hamil. Kavanaugh with the 2-2 delivery. High, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the third. Popped up in the infield. Lazo calls for it. And she makes a catch for the second out. 2 up and 2 down.
The left fielder 0-0, Julia Patton.
And Julia Patton, the left fielder, will come to the plate. Patton fly to center her first time up. Kavanaugh with her first pitch. That's called strike. One strike to count to Patton. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. Inside corner, 1-2. Kavanaugh trying to get through this third inning in 40 pitches. The 1-2. Called strike 3. First strikeout for Kavanaugh as Patton goes down looking, and that'll do it for the top of the third. Kavanaugh is retired 9 out of 10. Go to the bottom of the third. No score. Tusculum and Queens. Pioneer Sports Network. Bottom of the third inning, Tusculum and Queens scoreless, and Alyssa Suits will lead it off for the Pioneers here in the last half of the third. Suits in game 1, 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. Suits hitting 196 A home run and 6 runs batted in for the freshman out of
Third
Jonesboro,
baseman,
Tennessee.
number 21, Alyssa Suits.
Suits, Hodges, Maddox due up here in the third against Haley Nelson, who's allowed a hit in 2 innings. And a called strike in the inside corner. Nelson, the 0-1 pitch. Line to left field, in front of Patton for a base hit. She'll play it on the short hop. And Suits has a leadoff single here in the third.
Shortstop number 2, Caitlin Hodges.
Second hit of the game for the Pioneers, and Caitlin Hodges will come to the plate. Hodges was 0 for 3 in game 1. Hodges has sacrificed 3 times this season, batting .250. Shows bunt, offers at it, strike 1. Suits, the runner at first base, does have 4 stolen bases in as many attempts. One strike to Hodges. Shows bunt again, gets it down this time, and she's going to be out for interference. They claim that home plate umpire Frank Paul said that the ball hit Hodges outside the box, which would be an out. Coach Hubner does not agree and asks for help. First base umpire Bobby Troutman and third base umpire Arnez Cantrell will huddle up here and determine what they saw. From our angle, that's tough to see. We're right behind. Basically, the camera angle that you have or watching it is almost exactly the same angle that we have. So it's a tough look. They're going to say she's out. So it's 2 unassisted. Hodges is out, and Suits will have to go back to first base.
Center fielder number 1, Maya Maddox.
So Hodges is out on interference, and Maya Maddox will bat. Maddox grounded to third her first time up. Nelson with the pitch. Shows bunt, takes ball. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Maya Maddox. One 0 pitch, runner goes, throw to second, into center field, and Suits will get back to second safely. Stolen base for Suits, her 5th of the season. So Suits, safe as second. She got up, started to third, and then realized that Staley had the ball and backed up to play well and throw back in behind her. It was close play. 2 balls and no strikes to count to Maya Maddox. Nelson's pitch. Low and away, 3 balls and no strikes. Time is called as Suits has to retie her shoe. 3-0 the count to Maddox. Takes high ball forward, does Maddox, as she draws the walk. First walk issued by Nelson. Jordan Dunn, the starter in game 1, only walked 1 batter, and that was Lazo in the 9th. And Newport will come to the plate. Newport grounded to third her first time up, batting with runners at first and second, and one out. Nelson's pitch. Upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Time called as the catcher Jordan Hunt will walk to the circle to talk with her pitcher Nelson, who has missed on 5 straight. Want to know the count to Newport. One ball and no strikes the count to Callan Newport. Suits a runner at second, Maddox a runner at first. Double steal always in play here with 2 good runners on the bases. The 1-0 pitch. Chase one and goes back over the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Nelson had thrown 5 straight balls, and that one was high too, but Newport saw a pitch she liked and went after it and fouled it away. 1-1 the count. Nelson with the windup and the pitch. Low and away, 2 balls and 1 strike. Lazo waits on deck. The 2-1 pitch. Bunted. It drops in, it spins, and everybody's safe. Bases loaded. Newport dropped the bunt, and we saw in the first game Maddox drop a bunt, and the ball just died. That one, the bunt landed and had all kinds of topspin on it, and Nelson went to field it, and the ball bounced away from her, and everybody's safe. And the bases are loaded on 2 singles and a walk. And we have a visit to the circle coming from Queens coach Stacy Schramm. Our next doubleheader, the final home doubleheader of the season, will be Tuesday, April 19th against Lee. First pitch at 3 o'clock against the Flames. Then the Pioneers will be at UVA-Wise next Thursday. The game has just been added to the schedule, rescheduled. Tusculum at UVA-Wise. 11 and 11 in the standings. Both of those doubleheaders, all these 5 games here today, this game, and then both doubleheaders next week that are conference vitally important for the Pioneers. Try and grab a spot. And all you need to just get in, because as Tusculum showed last year, all you got to do is get in the tournament. You got a chance. Pioneers won it out of the 7 seed last year. 6 seed, as that one's hit foul. Now, we've seen when this single elimination format that anything can happen. Carson Newman, I think, won it as an 8 seed a couple years ago. So just get in. Just get in the tournament, like they say. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt, blocked by Hunt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lazo lined to center her first time up. Batting with the bases loaded. Lazo hitless with the bases loaded this season. Reverse jinx. The 1-1 pitch. High and away, 2 balls and 1 strike. Lazo hitting .284 overall. She's knocked in 14 runs. Nelson behind 2-1. The pitch. Line to left field, foul. Out of play. 2-2 the count to Lazo with Freischmidt on deck. Suits at third, Maddox at second, Newport at first. Nelson, the windup, the 2-2 pitch. Hit to left field. Patton going back to the track, to the wall. It's gone. It's a grand slam home run for Haley Lazo. Lazo's first home run of the season. And it's a grand slam, and Tusculum leads it 4-0. As Lazo slaps home plate, met by her teammates, as Lazo gives Tusculum a 4-0 lead here in the third. She launched it to left field. Patton went back and could only watch as it sailed over the fence for a grand slam. 4-0 Tusculum. And now Chloe Freischmidt will come to the plate.
Number 14, Chloe Freischmidt.
So Tusculum leads it 4-0 here in the bottom half of the third inning. First pitch to Freischmidt is skied to center field. Staley has it lined up, and she'll make the catch for the second out.
Right fielder number 20, Claire Smeltzer.
And Claire Smeltzer will come to the plate with 2 outs. Smeltzer popped up to second her first time up. There's that first hit of the season with the bases loaded by Lazo. That one's low for a ball. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Last season, Lazo had a 3-home run game against Queens on April the 11th in a 19-6 victory. She hit 5 home runs last season. That's her first career grand slam, as that's a base hit up the middle for Smeltzer.
The DP00, Anna Alloway.
And Anna Alloway will come to the plate with 2 outs. Alloway singled her first time up. Tusculum now with 5 hits in the game. First pitch is called strike. One strike, the count to Anna Alloway. Wind up in the pitch. Called strike, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Alloway. 4 runs in on the slam by Lazo. The 0-2 pitch. Hit past third. It's a fair ball down the left field line. Patton will cut it off before it reaches the fence, and that'll keep Smeltzer at third. Alloway in second with a double. And she's 2 for 2. And Hannah Hughes will bat as the Pioneers have batted around here in the third inning. Hughes popped up to first her first time up. Nelson with her first pitch to Hughes, hit foul past third. One strike the count to Hannah Hughes. Nelson. The 0-1 delivery. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. No balls and 2 strikes. Nothing in 2 the count to Hughes. The pitch outside 1-2. One and 2 the count. The pitch. Fouled at the plate, still 1-2. Nelson approaching 50 pitches. One and two the count. The pitch. Fouled away. One and two the count to Hannah Hughes. Smelter at third, Alloway at second, 4 runs in. Nelson's 1-2 delivery. Popped up. Meal calling for it in foul territory makes the catch, and the inning is over. But Tusculum gets 4 runs in the inning, 5 hits, the big blow, a grand slam by Haley Lazo, and they leave 2. After 3, it's Tusculum 4, Queens nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network. Top of the 4th inning, Tusculum holding on to a 4-0 lead, thanks to the grand slam by Haley Lazo, her first home run of the season. 2-3-4 batters for Queens here in the 4th. If Cassidy Staley, the center fielder, leading off, Staley grounded to first her first time up.
The center fielder number 7, Cassidy Staley.
New right fielder for the Pioneers is Madison McGinnis as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Defensive move there for the Pioneers, as McGinnis will come in to play right field. Staley, Nelson, Mickler due up for Queens here in the 4th. First pitch from Kavanaugh is low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Kavanaugh 41 pitches through 3 innings. She's retired 9 of the 10 she's faced. The 1-0 pitch. Skied to center field. Maddox has it lined up and makes the catch for the first out. 1 down, and the pitcher Haley Nelson will bat. Nelson flied out to left field her first time up. First pitch from Kavanaugh to Nelson. Bounces up there for a ball. One 0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. Wind up the 2-0 pitch. Fouled away, 2-1. Two and 1 the count. Popped up, and it'll be out of play. 2-2. 2-2 the count to Haley Nelson. Kavanaugh's pitch, just off the plate, 3-2. Pitch was off the plate. It was wide, 3-2. That's what they call a good miss by the pitcher. 3-2 pitch. Come back inside this time and fouls that one away. Three balls, two strikes to Nelson with one out here in the fourth. Kavanaugh with a 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Second strikeout for Ireland Kavanaugh, 2 outs here in the fourth.
Second baseman, number 32, Ashlyn Mickler.
Ashlyn Mickler will come to the plate. Mickler popped up to short her first time up. Kavanaugh with her first pitch. Popped into right field. McGinnis, just in the ball game, makes the catch. And it is a 1-2-3 inning for Kavanaugh, her third in 4 innings. She's retired 12 out of 13. We're halfway home in game 2. It's Tusculum 4, Queens nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network. New pitcher for Queens. It's an old pitcher. It's Jordan Dunn, who pitched game number 1. She'll come in here to start the 4th inning. Dunn, 30th appearance of the season, 15 wins, 10 losses, 3.55 ERA, 150 innings, 150 hits, 76 earned runs, 60 walks, and 116 strikeouts for Jordan Dunn, the freshman out of Henderson, North Carolina. She was in the flex position in the lineup, so Nelson will stay in as the DP. Nelson's final line, she went 3 innings. 6 hits, 4 runs earned, a walk, no strikeouts. And the first pitch is a called strike to Alyssa Suits. Suits got the 3rd inning rally started with a leadoff single. She stole a base and then scored on the grand slam. One strike the count. Dunn's pitch, bounced to short. Played by Smith, throw across in time for the out. And Caitlin Hodges will bat. Hodges was out on an interference call when she attempted to bunt. She was hit by the ball outside the box. First pitch to Hodges is high, 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count. Pitch. Hitting in the hole. It's a base hit for Caitlin Hodges. 7th hit of the game for the Pioneers, and Hodges is a 1-out base runner.
Center fielder number 1, Maya Maddox.
And Maya Maddox will come to the plate. Maddox has grounded down and walked and scored a run. Tusculum out hitting Queens 7-1. Maddox now with a runner at first base. And she takes called strike. The 0-1. Bunted down the first base line, and it's a base hit. No play there for Dunn. An infield single for Maya Maddox. And Tusculum has runners at first and second with one out. Perfectly placed bunt by Maddox, and she lags it out for a base hit. And now Callan Newport will bat. Newport singled her first time up, or her second time up, scored ahead of the grand slam. It was a bunt single as she popped the bunt in the air in the back spin, spun it away from the pitcher Nelson, and everybody was safe. Batting with the same situation here. First and second, one out. The pitch. Showed bunt again, it's foul ball. One strike the count to Callan Newport. Newport back in the box. The 0-1 pitch. Hitting in the hole, it's another base hit. Rounding third and coming home is Hodges, and she'll score standing. It's an RBI single for Callan Newport, and Tusculum leads it 5-0. Perfectly placed in the hole by Newport. As she knocks in the run, her 10th RBI of the season. And now it's Haley Lazo. Last time up, she hit a grand slam. Can't do it here, 2 on. Facing a different pitcher also. The pitch by Dunn is outside, a ball and no strikes. 5-0 Tusculum here in the fourth. They've out-hit Queens 9-1. The line in the pitch. High. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the count to Lazo. Pitch. Line caught by the third baseman Thompson. Throw over to first. Everybody's going to be safe. As Newport dives back into the bag safely.
The catcher, number 14, Chloe Freischmidt.
She slowly gets back to her feet. So Lazo's hit 3 on the nose in this game. 2 of them have been outs. And Freischmidt will bat. Freischmidt's flied out twice to center as Newport walks that one off after she dove back into the base. Two outs here in the fourth. The wind in the first pitch. Popped up behind first. It's going to drop in, and it's a fair ball off the glove of the diving second baseman Mickler, and it's going to be out of play. It's going to be a ground rule double. Are both runs going to score? 2 runs scored. So give Freischmidt a double and 2 RBIs. As Maddox scored and Newport scored from first. On the dive attempt there by the second baseman, Mickler, it bounced off of her glove and into fair territory, into foul territory, and both runners scored. And the discussion is going on that they ruled that it was a to nothing. 1 RBI for Freischmidt. Newport goes back to third. So it's 6-0. The Smeltzer, one thing we know for sure, Smeltzer's going to bat. Runners at second and third with 2 outs. So 1 run scored on the play. I thought that the umpires had called it a dead, like it was a dead ball. And then both runners scored, and now they've got it straightened out. Line to third and caught by Thompson, and that'll end the inning. So a bunch of hard hit balls in that inning, a couple bloopers as well. Tusculum gets 2 runs in the inning on 4 hits, and they leave 2. After 4, it's Tusculum 6, Queens nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network. Top of the 5th inning, Tusculum leading 6-0. Pioneers have out-hit Queens 10-1. And it'll be Jordan Thompson leading off for Queens against Ireland Kavanaugh. Thompson had the only hit of the game. She's the only base runner of the game for Queens. She lined a double to left in the 2nd inning. Kavanaugh has thrown 51 pitches through 4 innings, 2 strikeouts, no walks. First pitch from Kavanaugh. Fouled away, 1 strike. Thompson, Smith, Hunt due up for Queens here in the 5th. The 0-1 pitch. Popped up, out of play, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Kavanaugh's pitch, just off the plate, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes to count to Jordan Thompson. Kavanaugh's 1-2. Off speed pitch, gets a piece of it. One and 2, the count remains to Thompson. Kavanaugh's pitch, hit to third, pass Suits to short. Hodges on the run, and Lazo's stretch, not long enough. It'll be a base hit for Thompson, an infield hit. Her 2nd hit of the game, 2nd hit of the game for Queens.
Shortstop, number 10, Kayla Smith.
And Kayla Smith will bat. Smith popped up to 2nd her first time up. First pitch from Kavanaugh, fouled away, 1 strike. The 0-1 pitch. Hit to third, Suits to Hughes, to Lazo, not in time. 5-4 on the fielder's choice. Smith safe at first. And Jordan Hunt will bat.
17, Jordan Hunt.
Hunt flied out to right field her first time up. One down here in the 5th inning. Tusculum leading 6-0. Called strike on the inside corner. One strike to Hunt. The 0-1 pitch. Hit foul, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Jordan Hunt. The 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. Snap throw to first, safe. One and two the count. The pitch. Hit foul again. That ball heading towards Chuck Williams. One ball and 2 strikes to count to Jordan Hunt. Kavanaugh's pitch off speed, hit to left field. Newport going back, and she reaches up and makes the catch. Nice grab out there by Callan Newport for the second out of the inning. She backtracked on that one and reached up and made the catch for the out. 2 down here in the 5th. And the right fielder, Kaylee DeJesus, will come to the plate. DeJesus is flied to center. Wind up and the first pitch. High, 1 ball and no strikes. Another snap throw to first. And again, back safely is Smith. Smith has 5 stolen bases this season. 1-0. Foul to the screen, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Hit to left field. Newport has that one lined up and makes the catch as well. A couple nice plays in left field by Callan Newport to end the 5th inning. A leadoff single, and that's it for the Royals in the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's Tusculum 6, Queens nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network. Bottom of the 5th inning, Tusculum leading 6-0. And Alloway will lead it off. Alloway's 2 for 2. She has singled and doubled. Pioneers trying to get a couple here and call it a day. First things first. Dunn with her first pitch, outside ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to count to Anna Alloway. Dunn with the 1-0 delivery. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Alloway, Hughes, Suits due up for the Pioneers here in the 5th. 2-0 pitch. Up the middle, another hit for Alloway. She's 3 for 3. Good to see Anna Alloway swinging the bat well. She's got 3 hits, and she's the leadoff base runner here in the 5th. And we'll see a pinch runner. It'll be Michaela Bush. Bush running for Alloway at first base. Bush ran in game number 1 and was stranded at third base. So here's Hughes. She's popped up twice to first base. Inside for a ball, 1-0. Bunted, Dunn on to first for the out as it's picked up by the second baseman, Mickler. 1-4 on the sacrifice. Bush takes second.
Third baseman, number 21, Alyssa Suits.
And Alyssa Suits comes to the plate. Suits has singled and scored and grounded out, also stolen a base. Pioneers with 11 hits in this ballgame. First pitch is a called strike. One strike the count to Alyssa Suits. That's called strike, 0-2. Two strikes the count to Suits. Dunn's pitch, fouled away. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Alyssa Suits. Wind up the 0-2 pitch. Line to third, caught again by Thompson and throws back to second, safe. The third line out to third since Dunn has come into the game. And Thompson has been there to make the play. And Caitlin Hodges will bat with 2 outs. Hodges was out on interference and singled and scored a run. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Caitlin Hodges. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the count to Caitlin Hodges. Two-0 pitch. Change up, fouled away, 2-1. Two and one to Hodges. Maddox on deck. Lined, caught by the first baseman, Meal, for the out. A couple more line drives for the Pioneers, but they're out with 1 hit and 1 left. We go to the 6th. Tusculum 6, Queens nothing. Pioneer Sports Network. Top of the sixth inning, Tusculum leading by a score of 6-0. They've out-hit Queens by an 11-2 margin here in the second game of this doubleheader. Glad you could join us on the Pioneer Sports Network. Jim Miller with you, our producer this afternoon, Aaron Fudge. That'll be Haley Hamill leading off the top of the sixth inning. Hamill popped up to first her first time up. Ireland Kavanaugh's allowed 2 hits through 5 innings, 66 total pitches, both hits by Jordan Thompson. Popped up, shallow left. Newport drifts in, makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out, 3 straight fly balls to left.
Left fielder 0-0, Julia Penn.
Kavanaugh has gotten 2 ground ball outs in this game. One was a grounder to first, and the other was a grounder to third that was a fielder's choice. She did that against Carson Newman also. A lot of fly ball outs. On a day that the wind and sun isn't a factor, that's a good thing. Patton takes a strike. Julia Patton 0 for 2. She has flied out and struck out. Kavanaugh has struck out 2. The 0-1 pitch. Called strike, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Julia Patton. Kavanaugh with the 0-2 delivery. High, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes to count. Kavanaugh's pitch, low and away, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to count to Patton. 2-2 pitch. Hit to right field. Hit pretty well. Smeltzer is there and makes the catch. Patton turned on that one, but Smeltzer backtracks to make the catch for the second out, and Patton's 0 for 3. 2 outs here in the sixth. Cassidy Staley, the center fielder, will bat. Staley is grounded to first and flied to center. Wind up in the first pitch. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes. One and 0 the count to Staley. The pitch. Ball 2. Kavanaugh throwing her 75th pitch of the afternoon here. Inside, 3-0. Kavanaugh has worked a couple 3-ball counts, but she has not yet walked anybody in this game. .30 pitch. Right there for a strike, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike to Staley. Wind up 3-1 pitch. Golf to center field. Maddox is there and makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Kavanaugh. Her 4th 1-2-3 inning out of 6. Go to the bottom of the 6th. Tusculum 6, Queens nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network. Bottom of the 6th inning, Tusculum leading 6-0. It'll be Maddox, Newport, and Lazo due up for the Pioneers against Jordan Dunn, who came in the 4th inning. She's allowed 5 hits and 2 runs in 2 innings.
Center fielder number 1, Maya Maddox.
Maddox is 1 for 2. She has grounded out, walked, and singled, and scored twice. First pitch is called strike. Pioneers trying to get a split of this doubleheader. The 0-1 pitch. Bunted. It's going to stay fair. It's going to be a base hit for Maddox. Her second hit of the game. And she's leadoff base runner here in the 6th. And Callan Newport will bat. Newport's 2 for 3. She has grounded out, singled twice, knocked in a run, and scored a run. So Maddox on at first, where she has 32 stolen bases. First pitch, called strike in the outside corner. One strike the count to Callan Newport. The 0-1 pitch. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. One to 1 the count to Newport. Dunn with the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Newport shows bunt. The pitch is a ball, and it's a stolen base. So stolen base for Maya Maddox. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Two and 1 the count to Newport with Maddox on at second. Dunn's pitch. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch, 2-2. Two and 2 the count to Newport. Dunn with the windup, the 2-2 pitch. Popped up, shallow right, giving way to the right fielder De Jesus, who makes the catch for the out.
First baseman number 30.
As Mickler, the second baseman, bailed out. 1 down, and Haley Lazo will bat. Lazo has lined to center, hit a grand slam, and lined to third. She's hit 3 rockets in this game, and she's 1 for 3. The grand slam came off of Haley Nelson in the 3rd inning, gave Tusculum a 4-0 lead. Off-speed pitch, 1 hopper off the glove of the second baseman, Mickler, and in to score is Maddox. So it's 7-0. See the replay here. There's a little blooper. There'll be an error on the second baseman. So it's 7-0 Tusculum. The official scoring on that is an E4, no RBI. And Chloe Freischmidt will bat. Tusculum will run away from finishing this one off as Freischmidt takes called strike. Tusculum out hitting Queens 12-2 in this game. The 0-1 pitch. Change up, fouled away, 0-2. 7-0 Tusculum here in the 6th inning. Lazo the runner at first with 1 out. The windup, the 0-2 pitch. Hit to left field. It's a foul ball. Still 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. The count remains to Freischmidt with Lazo on at first. The 0-2 pitch. Change up outside, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Freischmidt. One ball and 2 strikes count. The pitch. Beaten foul. Still 1-2. 1-2 the count to Freischmidt. Smeltzer on deck. The 1-2. Outside, 2-2. 2-2 the count. To Chloe Freischmidt. 2-2. Change up. Hit foul. Emil giving it a look, and she can't get there. Still 2-2 the count to Freischmidt. Freischmidt back in there with a 2-2 count. Dunn's pitch. High, 3-2. Three and 2 the count. The windup, 3-2 pitch. Fouled away. Lazo picked up her first career stolen base against, was that Catawba or was that Limestone? Against Limestone, it was a 3-ball count, and she thought it was ball 4. It was ball 4, but it was called a strike, and she wound up getting to second base as this one's fouled away. Everybody was surprised at the call being a strike, and especially Lazo, who was about halfway to second, and there was no throw, but certainly an unlikely moment there. The 3-2 pitch, swinging a foul tip. And Freischmidt's still alive. Freischmidt keeps battling. That's 3 balls and 2 strikes still to Freischmidt. Dunn, 3-2 pitch. Fouled away again. Freischmidt had pitch 13 coming up. It's one of her longest at-bats of the season. She had a long at-bat against Lenore Ryan. Sure, Lenore Ryan. Where she fouled off. She had like a 14-pitch at-bat. She had a couple of them in that game. It's crazy. 3-2 the count. The pitch. Ball 4. Good at bat by Freischmidt. Lazo takes second. You can tell we're in the 6th inning of Game 2 of a doubleheader because the commentary starts to degrade a little bit.
Right fielder number 20,
Claire Smeltzer will come to the plate. Smeltzer's 1 for 3. She's popped up, singled, and lined out. Batting with the potential game-ending run at second base in Lazo. Dunn's pitch, high, a ball and no strikes. One ball and no strikes to count to Claire Smeltzer. The pitch, Line down the left field line, and it's in there for a hit, and it's going to go all the way to the fence, and that'll do it. A walk-off double for Claire Smeltzer as Lazo scores, and Tusculum wins it 8-0. Smeltzer lined it down the left field line. It lands just inside the chalk. Lazo comes around to score, and Tusculum wins it by a score of 8-0 as Lazo touches home plate to give the Pioneers the victory. Tusculum wins it by a score of 8-0. In the sixth, they got 2 runs on 2 hits. There was an error, and there were 2 left on base. Tusculum wins it 8-0. Final totals for Tusculum: 8 runs on 13 hits. No errors, they left 6. Queens, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error, they left 2. The winning pitcher, Ireland Kavanaugh, now 10-5 on the season. Haley Nelson takes the loss. She drops to 1-1. Time of the game was 1 hour and 33 minutes. After we played just over 2 hours in Game 1, an hour and 33 in Game 2, Tusculum gets a victory. 23-18 overall, 10-10 in the South Atlantic Conference. Queens drops to 27-19 overall, 14-8 in conference play. Tusculum will be back home on Tuesday as they will take on Lee in a non-conference doubleheader. First pitch will be at 3 o'clock here at Red Edmonds Field. Queens wins the opener 4-3 in 9 innings. Tusculum wins Game 2 8-0 in 6 innings. And that's a split of today's doubleheader. Many thanks to everyone who made this broadcast possible. Thanks to our producer today, Aaron Fudge. I'm Jim Miller. You've been watching Tusculum Softball on the Pioneer Sports Network.